good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Louis. Welcome back to Royal Productions. All right, let's get into this content I have for you guys. So I'm going to just start covering the articles for you guys. And if you really care about them, you can search them yourself and read the full article and see what it means. And also, I would like for you to come back. Let me know in the comments if I was wrong about something, because this is a community. We have to grow together, okay? Information is never held in isolation. Excuse me. We're dealing with so many gatekeepers and people who like to hold information and sell it to people. And I get it, it's business. But at the end of the day, how crypto is going to work, how blockchain is going to work, the transparency that it's built around, level playing field. That's how I think we need to start moving. I think if we all sharpen each other, even if we give some game away for free, that's very important because, we want to get paid in physical means. But honestly, when we do something out of the kindness of our heart for the betterment of others, it goes a long way in the spirit. And you don't have to believe in that, but I do. But let's get into this content I have for you. Enough with the rant. So basically, gold is sitting, it's trying to get to that 5,000 mark, and I think it will this year. A lot of things are pointing towards gold. This is not a gold video, so if you want to hear more about gold, let me know in the comments, okay? Moving on. Crypto's sitting right under 3 trillion. Bitcoin is sitting at 90,089. Then we have HBAR 10 cents, XRP 192, Ethereum 296. When you look at my charts, this is not in order. I have a different list that I use, okay? But this is not in order. These are just things I follow. So take a look at this list. Not financial advice, but some of these are good assets to invest in the future. All right, moving on. Let's get into this content. So basically, be careful right now. There's a lot of regulatory, there's a lot of things happening. And a lot of people like to think that it's just America. When we're in America and we see this news, we get stuck in these echo chambers, okay? There's a lot of moving pieces around the world. Remember, blockchain is worldwide. It's not just about our town or our country or who's going to be first. Level playing field, like I said before. But basically, leverage liquidations have been triggered. So remember, if you're setting up these longs and shorts, either know what you're doing, okay, or don't do it at all. And we are at generational bottoms, like a lot of other YouTubers are saying. But you also have to understand what's your risk tolerance, okay? And that only goes into your own training, okay? First, seek the kingdom. All right, moving on. Next bill I have for you guys, the crypto bill. Next article. Crypto bill likely delayed for weeks by banking committee after Coinbase pulled support. So we're going to cover something about Coinbase right now, but you have to understand that these people, like, they need the government, they need regulation, they need this stuff, but at the end of the day, we're moving into a new infrastructure of how we do business, how we do, like, laws, how we just live in society, period. So all this stuff needs to be tore down. It's going to take a while. This 2030 agenda, I don't even think they're going to have all this stuff ready by 2030. It might get pushed back, but all the moving pieces have to be in order. The Senate Banking Committee has indefinitely postponed work on its crypto market structure bill after Coinbase withdrew from the process and is now expected to resume for at least several weeks. It's not going to resume for several weeks, but basically that's what it says here. So remember, check these articles out, read them yourself if you're interested about this, okay? Moving on. Let me take a sip of my coffee real quick, y'all. Give me a second. All right, let's get right into this. So billionaire Ray Dalio warns global monetary order breaking down as central banks diversify into gold. And we just looked at the gold charts, y'all, okay? There's no accidents. Follow the money. And this is from the 21st. Today is the 22nd, I believe. Yeah, I'm just moving through time. Yeah, 22nd. But basically, we'll read it right here. The monetary order is breaking down. What I mean by monetary order of fiat currency and the debt as a storehold of wealth is not being held by central banks in the same way that there was a change. So basically, we know that both holders of the U.S. dollar denominated debt, which is money, and those who need it, the United States, are worried about each other. Sorry, my throat's hurting, y'all. But if basically these people are holding on to debt, okay? Like, we used to be the major force in the world, okay? It's not going to be like that anymore. You guys understand that this battle between China and Russia, that's all smokescreens. Okay, when they say level playing field, yeah, that means for everybody. Either your country has the money to back up what you're trying to do, or you don't. You get me? That's where we're moving into. Show us. We're tired of hearing that you have this in the bank or you have this in your storehouse, like from every country. U.S. exactly. U.S. especially. U.S. likes to think about, we're the big dogs. But to be honest, we have almost the biggest debt out of some of these countries. And it's crazy because we're supposed to be the standard, right? Basically, we're moving away from the American standard to a level playing field where you have certain cryptos like XRP who are going to be that middleman for everybody. So, yes, Ripple is a US based country, but when we get into economics and when we get into the infrastructure of bigger things, world things like a digital ID that's world, there's no more of those walled gardens like they speak of, okay? And follow the money. He's telling you right here, like people are moving away from cash. Cash is not disappearing; it's going into CBDCs, and we're gonna see that. But basically, here, as we seen prior, Coinbase pulled out of something. You get me? And we're gonna see it right now. And this is something that I think is great. This is probably one of my favorite articles of the day. Okay, so Bermuda partners with Circle and Coinbase. Interesting, huh? To become the world's first on-chain economy. So we have to understand what's happening here, y'all. They would not be able to test this type of thing in the United States or China or Russia. We have to understand that there's levels to this stuff. This on-chain economy, you get me? And the partnership with Coinbase, like I said, go read this stuff for yourself, understand what it is. But to me, I see these pieces being lined up into the future. And that's all I'm here to do is offer information, y'all. You get me? You guys do what you want with it, but understand, don't get left behind. We are here now. We must pay attention to what they're doing, and a lot of stuff's happening every day. Okay, moving on. But basically, this is amazing. Circle and Coinbase say that they will provide digital asset infrastructure and enterprise tools to Bermuda's government, local banks, insurers, small and medium-sized businesses, and consumers, while also supporting nationwide digital finance education and technical onboarding. Well, this digital finance education, they're like, we pulled out. We working on something big. This is huge. Okay, if Coinbase is able to pull this off, this would be amazing. Okay, according to Circle, the move aims to address high costs and restrictions associated with traditional payment rails and island economics. So that's exactly what we're talking about here. Island, economic. What is this? Economies. Sorry, it's reading it too fast. But basically, you can't have a walled garden of people, and they will be using USDC. So we'll see how that goes for Circle and all that. All right, moving on. Okay, another move into the future. Okay, I'm gonna finish these last articles quickly. If you guys want more on them, I'm not gonna talk so much. You guys can go get them. But basically, crypto mortgages in the U.S. face violation and regulatory risk. So we have to understand that everything's gonna be digital. Okay, as much as people don't want to hear it, everything's moving onto the chain. And now, okay, on January 16th, Pennsylvania-based leader Nurez announced a plan to accept certain cryptocurrency holdings and when considering mortgage applications, which is, there's so much untapped potential when we talk about blockchain and the crypto community. There's so much money sitting there, and so much money is about to be added on to there with these big banks and institutions coming in. So yes, this is going to be a future. And when we talk about like tokenization of these assets on the blockchain, just think about where that value is going to go. Which coins is the value going to go to? Okay, and that's up to you to do the research. There are some crypto-based coins out there that focus on infrastructure of the housing market and stuff like that. So do your research and figure out what works for you. Okay, moving on. So like I said, we like to think that they're fighting each other. They're not fighting each other. So Trump, basically, he was speaking at Davos. He wasn't actually there, I believe. Let me see. He was attending it like digitally. Where did it say? Said it here somewhere. But basically, you know, people can sit here and watch this all day. There are little like I would say Easter eggs when these people are talking, but at the end of the day, if you know the direction in which they are trying to get to, you'll understand the steps they'll take to get there. Okay, and what they want is a digital ID for everyone. They want all of money being able to be um tracked. Okay, just like they want to track conversations, they want to have all the. If you only knew what your cell phones had in it, the capabilities your iPhone had in it, it would shock you. Okay, your phone sitting in the room can tell them everything about the room, from the Bluetooth to the Wi-Fi interacting to the haptics on it. Okay, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. My point being is they want total control. It's not about money no more. That this new world order that we've been hearing about for years, this is the tipping of it. Okay, we can go as far as say beast system, but I'm not gonna do that. But there are some similarities here, right? Anyways, basically, it looks like they're fighting, but he talks about like how America's going to be the leader in AI and crypto and blockchain technology. That sounds world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. That sounds cool, but I wouldn't put nothing past China. I'm just gonna say that here. I'm an American, but they don't play by the rules, and I know we don't either to an extent. But I don't know. I don't think we should be fighting like this. Anyways, moving on. And I don't think we're really fighting. I think it's just smoke screens, but there's neither here nor there. Okay, so basically, I don't know if you guys use Kelshi, but I do. This is gonna be the last article of the day. All right, they're starting to move away from it, so just be aware of that. If you have some money in there, if you have some bets in there, just be aware of that and try to take your stuff off or do your bets and get out of there. Again, my name is Louis. This is Royal Productions. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna try to get this going more often. It's just so much is happening, life, and just for me, it's hard. It really is hard. But I appreciate y'all. Please share, like, subscribe. Y'all have a beautiful day. Peace.